Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. My name is Mustafa Ahmed. I am a Muslim man who is born and raised in New York and currently living in California. So today I wanted to talk about introduction of how I found Muhammad Qasim and what I think about him and my thoughts. So Muhammad Qasim is a man who he claims that been seeing dreams since he was 5 year old about the Prophet ﷺ coming to him, and around 2014 he was asked to spread his message or share the dreams. And in these dreams, very specific things about the end of time, so almost Islamic eschatology stuff, right? So we're talking about the return of Dajjal, the return of Isa alayhi salam, the descent of Ya'juj and Ma'juj, and many more signs like that, right? Specifically, a lot of it has to do with Malhama and Ghazwat Hind. So this is something very important that, for me specifically, I was searching for these things and I was always keeping up to it. And these Islamic eschatology, the minor signs and the major signs, are something that actually really brought me to Islam in the beginning, right? When I wasn't really practicing as much. And by knowing a lot of these minor signs and major signs, um, when I came across Muhammad Qasim, everything just clicked. It was like a light bulb just flashed in my mind, right? And the reason is because everything fits together. The pieces fit together. I feel, unfortunately, a lot of people don't know the minor signs, the bridge, which is the Mahdi, and then the major signs. So whenever they come across Muhammad Qasim, they neglect him or they don't pay attention to exactly what he's saying. So what do I think about Muhammad Qasim, right? And there's important things in the future. I think that Muhammad Qasim has a very, very important role to play in the Muslim Ummah. I'm going to keep my opinions to myself, but the reason I say that is because Allah chose him to spread his message. So Allah picked him for a specific reason. And one of his dreams, it says everything he touches is going to turn to dust, as until a point in time where everything he touches was turned to gold. So therefore, Allah has big plans for this man and anybody who's around this man, right? So by if you understand Islamic eschatology, which meaning the end of time, revelation. Let's say in English word would be the revelation, which is like the same thing like the Bible has, right? There's revelation of exactly what's going to happen in the end of times. And in this revelation, it's almost a code. It's kind of like a puzzle piece, and you gotta have to decipher it, exactly figure out what's happening. Of course, we say Allahu Alam, we don't know the future, but we have been given signs. So every prophet came to his nation and gave his nation a prophecy, which is stuff to come in the future, right? And our Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam gave us as well many signs that are going to happen in the future, and these are well known in the Hadith, right? But if you study it, you got to kind of piece it together. Which one comes first? With these dreams, there are a lot of missing puzzle pieces that actually came together. And I'll get to more detail about it in another video. If you have any questions, please comment and I will answer the comments as best as I can. Why you think Brother Muhammad Qasim dreams are true? So the reason I think is true, right, is because there's a hadith that says, in the end of times, any believer who has a dream, it's very true, right? If the person is truthful. On top of that, there's also another hadith that the only thing left of prophecy is true dreams, which is 146 of prophecy, right? And in Islam, it's specifically dreams had a very important role from all the way from the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, which is huge amount of dreams, right, to the story of Musa alayhi salam, where the pharaohs also having dreams, to the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam, where Nimrud also had dreams, right? So dreams are a constant theme in the Quran, as well as Ibrahim alayhi salam having a dream that he's going to kill his son, right? And fast forward in the future, there's many things in our own history, right? So, for example, Salah ad-Din Ayyubi, his teacher Nuruddin Zinki had a dream that two people are going to try to steal the body of the Prophet from Mecca, right, and from Medina. So it was kind of a way to avert it, and also as well the creation of Pakistan itself, right? So Muhammad Ali Junda, if you study him, he had a dream to create the state of Pakistan. So and even in the Ottoman Empire, they had a dream, right, that he had a tree coming out of his trunk and many branches, showing that he's going to have the empire of the Islamic Empire going to happen. So there's a lot of dreams. Dreams are a constant theme, right? And the biggest thing that really what clicks with me, right, is that his main message in all of it. If you forget Muhammad Qasim, if you just look at what he's saying, right? A lot of people get focused on the messenger and they forget the message, right? Um, his main thing is about avoiding shirk. So that is a key principle that every prophet came and mentioned, right? That was if you can sum up what is the message of every prophet is to avoid shirk and worship Allah alone. That's it, right? And that's his message as well. So that's how you know it's a pure message. If it was anything, if it was deviated from any other source, it wouldn't mention this exact point. Um, why you think? What is your opinion about Brother Qasim's dreams and Pakistan and the Prime Minister of Imran Khan? So my opinion. So specifically, when Allah picks somebody, right? If you take the Prophet as well, this applies to anything. When Allah picks a certain person, He gives them specific dreams to their location. That's in their location. So Muhammad Qasim himself, he's a Pakistani man, so his dreams are gonna, yes, they are for the ummah itself, but they're also gonna be very specific to exactly what's going on in his region, right? And there is a wisdom for why Allah picked Pakistan, right? And you can look into his dreams further to understand that wisdom. But there's a wisdom there. And then on top of that, Allah also has to give proof to the people directly around that region, which is in Pakistan. So many of his dreams actually came true, right? The one with Turkey attacking Syria, and then another one that recently came true where Imran Khan was going to fail. And there's another one that's still coming true today that we're living in it, where Pakistan is going to be have no money and have no oil, and the army itself is going to be paralyzed, and India is going to mount its forces against it. So these are all dreams that happen true. So if all these dreams are happening, what to say is that why would the rest of his dreams not happen? Exactly how we said it. Um, what message you have from the Muslim brothers and sisters related to Brother Qasim's dreams? Like, what would you say to other Muslim brothers and sisters? Okay, so in the end of the day, Allah yahdi man yasha. So Allah chooses to guide who He wants, right? So when we have something that's beautiful and we have something that's very important, we want to spread that to everybody. So, for example, we have Islam, and it's very important that we spread Islam to the rest of the world because we're gonna be held accountable on their judgment. Why you didn't spread my message to the ummah, right? And the Prophet ﷺ said, "Nabba Nabba, even if it's one ayah, right? So nabba anni, even if it's one ayah. So let people know, even if you know one ayah, right? Let them know about it, right? So if you have something that's beautiful and you have a warning for the people, then you want to share that. You don't want to hold it back and you don't want to hold this information because you're just supposed to share the treasures with everybody. So the reason I'm making these videos is that I want to get this message out to as many people as possible because there is calamities that are going to befall us according to the dreams as well as good news, right? And if you understand the dreams, you kind of can navigate and make proper preparations and accordance, right? A lot of people are stuck in this own world, in this own bubble, thinking they're gonna live forever. That's not true, right? We all are gonna have a point in time. That's something every single human can agree on. That everybody is gonna have an appointed time where that time comes to end. However, we're working, saving up money, trying to buy houses, trying to buy cars, acting like it's gonna last forever, and that's not the reality. And unfortunately, especially Muslims in America, and in the UK and Australia, the first world countries, we're very comfortable where we don't really worry about our Muslim brothers and sisters in other parts of the regions, right? Why can we not have a Muslim ummah that is united, right? That has the honor of Islam, right? That's following the rules and regulations of Islam, instead of Muslims being in countries that are not Islamic, right? And that are fighting democracy versus republic, right? So we need to be united under what Allah wants us to do, right? So I'm making this message in short just because it's very important that all the Muslims hear about it, all the Muslims are aware about it. Again, Muhammad Qasim is truthful, and the reason I say that is because everything he said in the past has come true. Nowadays, we are people of social media. We are people that look at the outer exterior and we don't look at the interior. And if the person doesn't look charismatic, doesn't look like he can't present the speech right properly, then we dismiss it without actually looking at the content and actually looking at the person, right? We're so bombarded with all these media pictures of how we're supposed to look and act, right? And show off on the internet that we actually lost the true meaning of truthfulness, right? And there's so many deceitful things. That's why I do understand why a lot of people are hesitant and a lot of people want to double check and neglect stuff because we're always bombarded with scams. We're always bombarded with people telling lies. So we think almost everybody's lying to us, right? However, again, it's so important that you listen to this message because it has a blessing and a bashara and also has a warning. And with that, I say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.